Hello. This is the um, this is the this is the Great Jew Atheist. Today is September 15th, 2018, and this is podcast number 3, part 5. Unfortunately, I've been interrupted unbelievably today. Maybe 3 phone calls and all kinds of crap. So this is actually part 5. On the previous podcasts, I had mentioned different parts, but they were wrong, but I'll have the correct ones up. So we're talking about why Noah's Ark is bullshit. We're almost done. And we're talking about waste, okay? Now you're talking 3,000 animals, and we'll give you fundamentalists that. There were 3,000 animals on the ark. We'll give you that. We'll grant you that, okay? And we'll say a bear can become 4 different kinds of bears. We'll even give that to you, okay? I'll give that to you. Now, bears shit a lot, and lions shit a lot, but herbivores, even going to the herbivores, they shit really a lot because they eat tremendous amounts of grass. See, grasses, I got another idea too. Grasses do not have a high nutritional value. To extract the nutrients from them, you have to eat tremendous amounts of them. So what you have to do is eat tremendous amounts of them, take the nutrition out of them, and then expel the rest, which leaves tremendous amounts of shits. And I'm sure elephants, rhinos, and hippopotami, which is the plural hippopotamus, would eat tremendous amounts of grass, and they would shit tremendous amounts. So not only would we have tremendous amounts of shit all over the place, Noah and his sons, 4 sons. Nowhere in the Bible, by the way, does it mention he brought crew around, so maybe the wives would help out. Would have to somehow get the shit from the 3rd level or whatever fucking level it is, I don't know, to the 1st level, where they would then be pushed in through the Hashit into the ocean. Okay? Now, this seems like an unlikely scenario to me. Now, first of all, the smell would be unbelievable. Shit does not smell good, okay? The shit... so bizarre. The shit would stink, okay? It would not smell good. So the shit from just the level of where all the land animals were, which is the 3rd level, I believe, that would be crocodiles and poisonous lizards, and I guess all the lizards, there would just be one lizard, and that would be Komodo dragons, and that would eventually come out to be Komodo dragons and geckos, and just one lizard. You just need one lizard. And maybe you need one snake, and that would be pythons, and that would actually become poisonous snakes, because you need one kind. That's all you need. You need one bear. So there's a lot of shit, a lot of pee, and animals, they just shit and pee whenever they want. They don't, they don't go to the bathroom, Bathroom facilities are not good. So waste is a big problem, logistical problem. Tremendous problem. And getting the waste down to the level where the refuse is kept and then pushing it out the boat would seem to be a big engineering problem. Now, maybe today that problem could be solved. Maybe they had some kind of plumbing system, but most plumbing systems are probably a modern... Oh, there we go, spitting again. Plumbing systems are probably a modern invention, if you really think of it. Right? And think about it. Plumbing systems are modern things. I don't know when they started. I mean, maybe the Romans thought of something. I don't know. So this seems a little far-fetched. maybe I could grant this to you. Maybe. Um, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I mean, to me, this would have been a place full of shit. It was stinking the piss, and it would be full of disease. I mean, now, especially, 40 days maybe, but if it went on 150 days again, which the Bible contradicts itself, this would be really bad. So, I would say this is far-fetched at best, and bullshit, most probably. Okay? So, just the waste problem alone would just eliminate it. You'd have a tremendous waste problem on Noah's Ark. So, let's say I'm nice, and I grant you the waste problem, the shitting, the piss, the terrible odor. Animals don't smell good either. It would be you cramp up 3,000 animals the size of a football field. And what do you do with the amphibians? I fucking know. They'll find a way, Maybe they'll become amphibians. Maybe they'll go in the water, the frogs, they were tadpoles. They probably had gills, Can't concern myself with them. You remember the frogs? They'll become toads. The newts, the salamanders. So it's a big problem, What do you do? But Noah was a smart guy. He lived to 950, he had a lot of experience. So, you don't read the Bible. You don't understand religion. I'm sorry. I just ate a huge meal. I'm so hungry today. Oh, man. Ooh. You don't understand religion. You're a heathen. You're an infidel Jew. You don't understand. You don't understand the direct word of the Lord. So, the waste problem was not really explained. It is mentioned. I give credit to God for mentioning it, because God wrote the Bible, right? Direct word of God, I guess, right? I think Moses wrote the parts of the Bible that preceded him, Genesis. I remember I asked my parents, I must have been 5 years old, I said, well, if I came from you and Dad, then who did you come? And they said, okay, my mother said, well, I had two parents. My father said, I had two parents. And I said, well, and then they said, well, there had to be a first. Oh, yeah, Adam and Eve. And even my father was an atheist. I guess at that time he said, oh, well, he didn't fucking know. No one knows. Yeah, that's a really tough question to answer, even for a atheist. Who was the first human? Well, Richard Dawkins, the Pope of atheism, was asked that. And he says, there are no first humans, because the transition, what do you mean? It had to be a first human. What are you talking about, you Jew bastard? No, it really wasn't a first human. It's a hard concept if you're a half-wit dumbass. And the first human, see, the transition is so gradual that it really wasn't a first human. So, basically, we're a chimpanzee. Did you know that? We're an insect. There's really no species. There's so you have to really, a species is really a distinction. And at some point, there is really a species. Humans and chimpanzees cannot mate and have a viable offspring. You can't mate and have offspring. So that's a definite, viable offspring is the difference between a species, right? If you mate and can have offspring, right, then you're a separate species, totally. So waste is a big problem. Now, let's get to the next problem, food. Now, when you have a deluge, a flood, where it rains 40 days and 40 nights, or 150 days, whoever you part of the 7:4, I don't know, 7, look at these verses in the Bible, it's full of shit. You got to feed the animals, and you got to feed the humans. Now, there's no shop rights. You young people out there, there's no shop rights. And there's civil unrest. It's going to be a problem. You can't go to shop right. And when you get older, if you got no money, hunger is not fun. Not fun. I've had, believe it, in my life, I used to be so bad, I still am. I used to be such a bad spendthrift that I would go days hungry. I used to spend my money, I'd rather have cocaine. That's how bad things got. So, you don't realize how it's a disease, it's true drug addiction. It's a disease. Let me do one of these so you think I'm on coke. Can't get a, no, if I couldn't get, I lost the number of the guys that used to do the deliveries for me. So the next part, so we've covered the waste issue pretty good. You fucking know, it's like, I got more shit, and the shit keeps coming. So he gets rid of the shit, goes down the latch, says more shit. The son's getting fed up. And it's like, there's more shit to get rid of. And you gotta get rid of the shit. And the only thing he's doing is shoveling shit. 24 hours a day. Finally, he just fucking gets so tired. He just fucking, he goes like, man, this is the shit, man. This is more shit. It's just all shit. It's kind of like what life is. It's shit. I think God would have done a better job. Like, first thing, if I were God, okay, I'd have a different way with shit. Like, why make it so? Like, maybe he would have made shit smell good, right? Like, it would say like you think like you think your shit doesn't smell. Like, maybe you would make good smelling shit, right? Or like it wouldn't be as like disgusting of a texture, like if you step in it, it's all your shoes. At least it would be like you could take it off really easy, or like fart. So like, first of all, it makes a sound, so you could tell which direction it's coming from. You did that, and then it smells. So now, like sometimes you fart in front of the wrong guy, and he kick shit out of you. You don't want that happening, right? I think God would have done something about that. You fundamentalists, right? Or you Christians, or it doesn't matter. This is any religion. You think if there were a God, he would have made shit smell a lot better, right? Or at least not a sound where someone could look at you like you're on a date, let's say, a really hot chick, right? And you did everything. You got a nice haircut, you bought a beautiful thing of clothing, maxed out your credit card, take it to a beautiful place. So what happens? You're in the car and you gotta fucking take a shit, right? You gotta fart and you gotta shit. You can't do it. And like she's talking to you. This happened to me actually. Date beautiful girl, most beautiful. I could never date a girl like this. And I don't know how I held it in. Somehow it just went away. And I'm on the FDR and the fucking traffic stopped. And fucking she's talking to me. And I think and the traffic stopped. And I had to take a fucking shit like there was no tomorrow. And she's talking to me. And I'm like, I didn't know what the fuck she was saying. And then the traffic let up somehow, and the shit went away. I was sweating. I thought this was the end. This was the fucking end of my life. It's funny. So I finally got her in the front, and this was like the 6th or 7th date. I said, I finally got to try to make a movie. So I tried to make a movie. She was like trying to escape my clutches. Like an idiot, I tried to call her again. Of course, she said, well, she's a real tall girl. So she goes to me, well, I know a girl, and she's about your size. Horrible. Just fucking horrible. Just saying, someone come and shoot me. One of you fundamentalists, or rednecks, I'll make fun of the rednecks. Come and shoot me. Like, I don't like the way you make fun of Jesus. I'm going to come and kill you. Great. I'll give you my address. Just come. So, food is a big issue. Now, you got the herbivores, and that 1 year. See, you gotta remember, now, on the waste level, you had the waste, you had the shit and the pee. Now, the pee could be good to grow some of the food for the herbivores, right? So, what you could do is you could grow some grass for that whole year. So you only need food for 40 days, or maybe 150, depending on how much you need for the herbivores. And you bring it up and you spread it all out. Could be. That's my solution. That's pretty good, right? And then you need food for the carnivore. So maybe you have enough meat for them, So you have a year. I mean, okay, these are pretty good explanations. Well, you have some meat for the carnivore. So you go kill. You know what happens? So it's very simple. You atheist Jew. So I had a year. So a couple of angels went, and like hunters, they shot a whole shitload of antelope. But wait a second, there were no guns back then. Oh, okay, that's true. So what they did, they took a bow and arrow. Wait a second, there were no bow and arrow. Okay, they took spears. And they killed a whole bunch of antelope. They had magic spears. Oh, okay, okay. Well, see, the problem with that is that the ancient people of that era were more farmers. So they had shepherds, they had sheep. Okay, Noah was a shepherd. He had a lot of sheep. So he took the sheep and he put the sheep on the ark. He killed the sheep and he brought the sheep meat and it kept it on level with shit. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So my question for you, now 40 days you might be able to, maybe, keep the meat fresh. But 150, that's a long time, don't you think? Nah, you salt it real heavy and you can keep it a long time. That's why they had salts. That's why I have, that's why I have, the Jews have all these salted meats, like corned beef and pastrami. That's why you have that stuff. That's why you have spices. It keeps the meat. Really? I know that. So you feed the carnivores the meat, and you store the meat with the shit. You store with the shit and the piss. You use the shit and the piss to grow the grass for that whole year. You feed that shit. You feed the shit to the elephants. I mean, you feed the grass to the elephants and the other herbivores, and everybody's all happy. Okay. Now, another problem could be water. Although there is a lot of water, but I would assume you would be in the oceans, right? I mean, I don't know. Like, one thing I don't know. I mean, again, any uncertainties, please, you fundamentalists or Orthodox Jews or anyone dumb enough, I'm sorry, anyone, I just say dumb, I say deluded enough, because you're not dumb people. You can't be that dumb. Please email me. Oh, God, it's bad stomach. I can't burp all the time. I think it's the metformin. Oh, man. Please email me at greatjewatheist@gmail.com, and please explain to me where the ark was. Now, I would gather it was on fresh water. So, okay, I guess that could explain where you got the water. But it could be difficult to get elephants need a lot of water. Did they go up on the bird deck? I mean, did they go where the shit was? I mean, was a deck with, you could bring the animals out and they could get their water? And I don't know. Other things, to think about. Some of the carnivores could have problems, although they did say it's the best of the, the animals. So if you had the lions, they were the best lions. You had the bears, it was the best bears. There's a whole bunch of logistic problems. And I said again in one of my earlier podcasts when I was talking about Noah's Ark that I could probably write, and again, if someone's out there and they have a lot of money, I'm only going to live, I might not live a year the way I'm going. GreatJewAtheist@gmail.com, and you just have to support me for a little bit, and I just want to be homeless. And all you got to do is, I'm going to write a book, and I'll give you whatever you want. I mean, whatever I can be sustained on. And I'm going to write a book on Noah's Ark called The Logistical. Actually, it'll be one topic. The problem, the the logistical problems with getting rid of the shit on Noah's Ark. It'll be 1,000 pages long. No one's going crazy and get all shit. So you got this fucking odor. You don't understand this shit all over the place. I guess you got to do to survive. You got, as my brother-in-law would say, we were going to my old apartment. And I forgot. We had to bring. He bought a refrigerator. He's a very nice guy, and so we did a little cleaning up. And I was fucking disgusted. I was discussing my old place. I was drunk back then. So I didn't give a shit, and had to sweep up a few dead mice. And he said to me, "Man up." I guess Noah had a man up, man. He had a fucking man up, man. They was shit. And his wife was yelling at him, "Get that, clean those fucking mice, clean that fucking." What do you do with like rodents? Oh, there's one rodent, the generic rodent. It's like a fucking big hamster. It's like a hamster. This is gonna be mice. It's gonna be rats. It's gonna be capybaras, rabbits. Guinea pigs. My fucking head's gonna explode. You're so dumb. I'm sorry. I take that back. You're so fucking dumb. I never said you're smart people. No, you're fucking dumb. You're dumb. You're just dumb. I mean, there isn't $1 million in the world that could fucking save you from being dumb. I mean, if you believe, I'm not saying you're dumb. If you believe, really, I mean, you can't believe this. I think my theory is you can't believe it. See what you really believe. I'm going to tell you what you really believe. See, you say you believe it. You really don't believe it because no one could be that dumb. You just want to show you're in with the crowd, like the fundamentalist crowd. Because if you go, well, I don't really believe the story. I know it's the story of Noah's Ark. It's a myth, but I kind of believe in the message of cleansing and rebirth. And the other fundamentalist was like, look at you, what is a fucking communist Jew? So that's why you do it. You can't really believe it. If you do, you're dumb. You're fucking dumb. You're fucking dumb. I mean, it just can't be. It can't be. Okay, let's move on. Because this has been 5-parter, man. 5 fucking parts, this one. I mean, this has been fucking odyssey. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so what are some other reasons why it's bullshit? And again, there's many videos on this, and there's probably many takes, and you should watch them. I think mine's the best, diluted. Okay, now the second point, so logistics is a big problem. Again, my book will be coming out soon. The logistic problems of removing shit. Shit is it? See, if we can solve the shit problem, life would be great. I mean, it's all about shit. I mean, you really think about it. Think about the problem shit causes. You need indoor plumbing, right? You need plumbing. Gotta get rid of the shit, right? That's a lot of money. It's fucking get rid of the shit. It's fucking costs money, man. You gotta get rid of the shit. I mean, a building. You put up a building. You gotta get a good system. You gotta get rid of that shit. And these tall skyscrapers. I bet you half the budget is just figure out a way to the plumbing so you get rid of that shit coming people then boom, boom, shit's down. And then you got sewage treatment plant, and they treat this raw sewage and gotta go somewhere. The shit gotta go somewhere. So these big barges loading shit, and then they get big cakes of shit. Then shit gets transported, and they treat it to make it. It's real. I had a friend who's a sewage treatment worker, knows all about it. And then that is something that where the shit goes. That's the biggest problem. If we could figure out what to do, I mean, maybe it's shit, and it comes, like cycle it, makes it right into energy. Light your home or something. You don't need solar energy. You don't need take a shit, fucking lights you. Holy shit! So everything's about shit. You can light your home. Take a shit. It's fucking lighting my home. And abuse people with children. I'm not dumb enough to have children. That's another thing. I'm not dumb enough. I'm not dumb enough to believe Noah's Ark, number one. And I'm not dumb. Number two, I'm not dumb enough to have children. But you have children, what's the first thing you got to do? You got to wipe their ass because they have shit. If you have a dog, you got to fucking pick up the dog. Just shits and he just goes. It's like pick up after me. So, Okay, the second point, I'm trying to make this short, but okay, so the second thing is they always say, oh, you're going to prove them wrong, you fucking Jew. Because you know what we're going to do? And this has been going on for 150 years. They're going to find the ark. Now, they believe it's somewhere in the mountains of Turkey, Ararat. I once seen it in search of the show Leonard Nimoy, full of pseudoscience. And so, I mean, Leonard Nimoy must have been struggling for money or something at that point. And he does Star Trek. I say, hey, Leonard, the agent calls him. We got this science series, it's in search of, all these pseudoscience topics, and what do you think? I'm fucking kind of desperate. Yeah, let's do it. There's no archaeological record. Nothing. Not a trace. There's no evidence. So if you want evidence, so all you got really is a story in a book. That's your only evidence. So even though, and there's been many expeditions, there's been many attempts to find Noah's Ark. And the number of attempts they have came up in it is 0.0. That's right, 0.0. In fact, the search for Noah's Ark is called pseudo-archaeology, which means it's like crypto. I think it's crypto archaeology. I'm sorry, it's crypto archaeology, sort of like cryptozoology. Basically, searching for animals that never existed. Like sort of like Bigfoot. So you're looking for something that does not exist. Dumb. See, I used to think you're delusional. See, I'm starting to change my mind. I think there's no such thing as delusional. It's just dumb. It's like there's no delusional people. They're only dumb. You're only smart or you're dumb on topic. Like again, I say like like all these people in Colorado, like they're fucking. They can build you a house. Like I can't fucking. I'm a fucking moron when it comes to certain things. I can't build that. I can't even fucking. I couldn't even like. I wanted to put up like a paper towel roller. I couldn't even do it. I had to call my Italian friend to do it. So, I'm a fucking moron, man. But I'm not dumb enough to believe Noah's Ark. So you're either smart on something or you're dumb. There are no delusions. Like I still think, like I go to like the shopping center around where I am in Long Island. I'm sitting at my sister's house for I thought I was gonna have to go tomorrow, but I think it's gonna be another week at least. And I go to the shopping center. There's pretty girls there, and it's like, oh, I could get her. So, am I deluded? No, I'm fucking dumb. There's no way. There's not a chance. I mean, is there a chance? Sure. Elvis could come back. Sure. I mean, there's chances of anything. I mean, maybe I couldn't play for the New York. I like thinking in the realms of possibility. I couldn't play for the New York Knicks. Okay, that's not gonna happen. But that's impossible. But okay, maybe that pretty girl. That girl looked like fucking Kylie Jenner. I was like, oh, I could get her. I could date her. I could marry her. So I don't think people. I'm starting to think people aren't deluded. They're dumb, on certain things, and you're just dumb. If you believe in Noah's Ark, you're fucking dumb. So you need to be educated. You can't be that dumb. It's not dumb. You're smart people. You're really smart. You know how to fix shit. I mean, I can't fix anything. I'm a fucking moron. I mean, I had to fucking pull the house. Put in plumbing. To fucking paint the. I couldn't fucking paint the wall. I don't know what the fuck. Like my toilet seat. So I don't know how to fucking put it in. You fix your car. You give like a fundamental, like a wasp or like at least like fucking rednecks. You say, hey, I fucking. My head gasket is not working. I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh, sure, I'll do it, man. I know how to do it. I'll fucking fix it. I don't fucking know. I don't know this shit, But when it comes to, like, fucking religion, oh, yeah, Jesus, Noah. Had an ark with people. ark with 2,000 people. You're fucking you're dumb. You gotta be dumb. If you actually believe this, and again, we're going slow. Because you're slow. You're a slow adult. if you actually believe this, you're very slow, and we need to take it. You need to be re-educated. We need to take it little by little. Okay, slowly. We need again. So it's a program. It's a process, like therapy. First of all, we're going to teach you that the Bible, and once you believe this, I think we're ready to move on. And you could still, for now, eventually we'll get you. You know, the Bible is not the literal. Is not can't be taken literally. That these things did not actually happen. Okay, and this is a big one. So I think you can say with pretty much certainty that the whole Bible is not to be taken literally. I used to watch this because he was really funny. I used to watch this they call him Jewish fundamentalist in New York City. He used to have a cable TV access program. He's really ultra right. And he even said that. He said, it's a Bible. It's not a historical. I mean, even Pat Rock, it's not a historical. They're basically stories. You can't take this stuff seriously. How can you? Okay, so there's no geographical record. Now, let's go, almost done. And let's go to, again, the Coke. you know, it's funny, like Howard Stern used to have this great joke. He used to say, whenever they would, if I used to walk with, I said, I used to take out this hot girl, and people used to probably think the same thing. Howard said, there was like an ugly guy with like a really hot girl. He used to say, you must have good Coke. That's how you get a hot girl. It's the only way. Okay, now almost so another reason is there's a very common thing. Most cultures have what's called a flood myth, and a flood myth is the type of thing where basically what's happening is people have this thing, and I don't know why. Probably some psychological mechanism where they believe that something about rain is washing out or showers. The shower feels good, I mean, if you feel like, run down, you take a shower, you feel better. And water, for some reason, you take a swim, it feels really good. It's maybe there's an evolutionary component to it, I don't know. But every society has a flood myth almost. Almost every culture came up with a flood myth. And the Jews, or who knows, the Jews wrote the Bible, so they had a flood myth. And the flood myth was probably taken from the Babylonians, who preceded the Jews, and they had a very similar flood myth. So that myth was probably taken, the myth of Noah was probably taken from the Babylonians. So this myth was probably taken from the Babylonians. Okay, so we're going to close out with the last, why Noah's Ark is bullshit. And now this is especially true if the time of the Ark was 150 days. Now, let's say it's 150 days because my argument would be better. Now, 150 days is half. Now, you got half a year. Now, half a year. Let me enunciate. I'm a fucking horrible speaker. That's why this is never going to work. These podcasts. I think my brother's spying on me, too. He knows I'm podcasting. And he's like, I think they're ready to commit me. I think I mentioned I want to commit suicide a couple of times. So, Scott, if you're listening, yes, I want to commit suicide. No, I'm just kidding. Don't take me away. Okay. And I think everyone's watching. But, see, I don't mention this all the time, so I have to watch them all to get to the good points. Now, one of the problems is that, okay, let's just say it's 150 days. I know it's more, I thought it was 40, but again, there's contradictory things in the Bible. And if it were 150 days, and there's 3,000 animals, now you're really counting on those animals to not get sick. Now, there were no veterinarians. Well, I heard that Noah's son, Japheth, was a veterinarian. It just happened he studied in veterinary school. Listen, there were no veterinarians these days. There were no doctors in 8,000 years ago, whatever the fuck. So he basically, so in 150 days and 3,000 years in a very tight quarters too, there could have been a chance that one of the animals had a virus or a bacterial type infection. There's an excellent chance, and there was no medical help. It's very good that one of the animals, or birds, or amphibians, or reptiles, could have died. Now, once one of those animals died, let's say one of the bears caught something from one of the dogs. Bears and dogs are pretty close on the evolution. I know the word evolution is a dirty word for some of you, but some of you, especially some of you fundamentalists, on the evolutionary food pyramid, they're very close. Very, very close. Look at their noses. They're black, and they have hair, and they have great sense of smell, and they're predators, and they're very close. I mean, who knows how many years separate? Maybe 10 million, 20 million years. And one of them dies, there are no more dogs or no more wolves. Let's assume the wolf is a dog, because you say, well, you didn't need dogs because you had wolves. So dumb. So fucking dumb. Fucking dumb. So fucking dumb. So dumb. It's so dumb. I can't take it away. Oh, God. I know the word evolution is a dirty word for many of you fundamentalists, but see, evolution is no longer a theory. It is a fact. So from now on, if you continue to watch my podcast and hopefully hate me, it's called the fact of evolution. So there's no more theory of evolution. So please write me an email, and when you write me, say the fact of evolution. So I will not respond. So there's a good chance that one of the animals or the birds could have died, thereby eliminating a whole kind of animal. So one of the wolves got sick. Guess what? No more wolves, no more dogs, no more canids. All the canids, all gone. And guess what? Man's best friend, never to be. So, okay, so we talked a lot about shit, and I love that topic. I think it's one of the funniest things, because shit is a fucking problem. And you gotta take a shit, animal shit, everything shits, I mean. It smells, it's fucking, I was in the psych ward, this fucking girl, she had an accident, that was fucked up. Just shit all over the place. People shit their pants in the psych ward, then. That's not pretty. Fucking shitting. People in the psych, oh, this happens all the time, Fucking, I call them greenies, like the mental health workers. Yeah, this happens all the time. End up at the psych ward, man. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. I mean, who amongst you thinks you can end up in a psych ward? Like 18, 19 years old. Like, you didn't even think about that. Like, yeah. That's for the other person. That's for this guy over here. He's fucking nuts, man. He's not going to end up in a psych ward. I'm not going to end up only he can end up in the psych ward. Hey, fuck that. I'm going to have a great life. I'm going to go to school. And great job. Everything's going to work out. Boss going to be happy with me. I'm going to have the energy. I'm going to work. That's one of the problems. You just don't have the fucking energy to do. You're just bored. The work sucks. And you get bored. You don't feel like doing it. You do other shit instead of what you're supposed to be doing. Because the job is just boring. That's always been my problem. Just never been I just got to find something I like to do. I actually found the job, the teaching I loved, Problem is, it didn't pay any money, And then you had these, programs. It's crazy, man. You get through it. I never got hit. Just got threatened a few times. I wasn't too, looking back at it, that's much better. At least I would stay up 3 a.m. just to prepare lessons, so... Okay, so that takes care of podcast number 3. I'm going to have to upload all 5 parts now. And, this podcast, I love it. Talking to my brother-in-law, and he's getting upset. You're loading and uploading these podcasts, and you could be doing this. But I learned a lot. I learned something important today. I was going through one of the podcasts, and I learned, you got to learn stuff for yourself, I learned. And one thing I've learned is I have this bad habit. I do unimportant things before I do important things. So I got to learn to switch that. I got to learn to do the important things first, That's why I fuck up all the time, And I learned that only by doing the important thing of doing these podcasts, which is probably not important, but fuck it. You can be homeless anyway. They say you can be homeless, you can be homeless. I'm going to be homeless, so I might as well do the podcast. Now, if I'm homeless, I don't know if I'll be able to charge my phone. I don't know if I'll be able to pay my bill. Put a couple, might have to get a debit card or something, You're the best girl. I'm on crack, and you're the best. I mean, doesn't she have any idea who she is? I mean, I'm the best girl you can get. I'm on crack, and I'll do heroin when I get a chance. And I'm the best girl you can get. Oh, man. She's the best girl I can get. And she's on heroin and crack. And she's drunk all the time. Doesn't she get any idea? She's fucking hot. Fucking heroin and crack. But she's the best girl I can get. I mean, if that's the best girl I can get, man. I'm so good. I'm really good. I get heroin on crack. I'm the best mental patient you can get. Because I'm heroin and I'm a crack. Oh, boy. I'm such a good mental. I'm really good. We're gonna have a baby. He's gonna be addicted to crack. He's gonna be on a little heroin too, but that don't matter because we're gonna have a baby. All right, that closes the show, and hopefully I'm still trying to figure out what it's gonna be podcast for, but we're gonna have a baby. He's gonna be addicted to crack. Okay, podcast coming up tomorrow. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Night.